Hi, everyone, and welcome to Marketing Mindset. I'm Madeline Evans, the marketing manager at Setup. At Setup, our mission is to connect marketers with the right people and the right resources. And one of the best ways we can do that is by learning directly from the experts shaping the industry every day. You may know our CMO Spotlight series where we feature top marketing leaders. Marketing Mindset is a little different. This series highlights the specialists, strategists, media managers, creatives, and operators who are making the magic happen on the ground floor every day. Because great marketing doesn't just happen in the C suite, it happens through the mindset, creativity, and expertise of all the people doing the work. Today, we're excited to talk to Mark Yosick, the Senior Director of Marketing for Surgical at MiMedx.
Hey, Madeline, thanks for having me.
Hi, Mark. I'm so excited that you're here. We're a big fan of you at Setup, so this is just super exciting. Let's go ahead and
Thank
get
you.
started. Please tell us about your organization, your role there, and your team.
Yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned, I work for a company called MiMedx. We're a publicly traded medical device company that also processes donor placental tissues. And those products address complex wounds in both surgical and outpatient settings. The company's been in business for over 15 years. It's headquartered here in the greater Atlanta area. I am the Senior Director of Marketing for Surgical, where I oversee 7 different brands including that support complex surgical wounds across multiple surgical specialties. Our marketing team is very lean, but highly collaborative. Combines product management, in-house creative, digital communications, project management to move projects through. And it's a great company to work for. Our marketing team is awesome to work with. And I think it's especially rewarding knowing that our products that we offer can make a difference in patients' lives.
Amazing. Well, I got to know how you got there because the 7 different brands, all in surgical. I'd like to know about your career path, if it had a history in the medical field at all. What interested you about marketing in general and led you to your career today?
Yeah, I think my interest really started in marketing pretty early. Just being exposed to marketing growing up, being surrounded by like great TV commercials and print ads and even album covers, right? Like flashback. Great campaigns, classic campaigns like Nike's Just Do It with Michael Jordan or Bo Knows. Bo Jackson lived right down the road from where I lived in Kansas City. And just like unforgettable jingles, like a Big Red commercial or Kit Kat really stuck with me. So I always had kind of a respect for that craftiness of having things stick and being repeated and being part of the fabric of our culture. For me, I studied industrial design at Auburn and it had a strong sort of marketing and storytelling component to it. So that kind of solidified my interest more formally in terms of training. Once I graduated from college, I started my career in medical device sales. And even when I was in the field, I constantly would think about different marketing campaigns and tools and resources that could really help better support our sales team. So eventually, I had an opportunity that presented itself and felt the draw to become a marketer and make a bigger impact from a larger scale nationally and even internationally. So I've spent about 17 years now in medical device marketing across 3 different med tech companies. And that sort of combination of creative thinking and real world application is really what kind of continues to motivate me.
Wow. It also seems like creative has always drawn you. Like we've even met outside of the marketing world in an improv, which when you mentioned storytelling, I was like, no wonder you like improv because you're a storyteller at heart. You also mentioned albums. Are you a big music buff?
I am. I love music. I'm a musician myself, informally, recreationally, I should say, really just playing on my own. But in high school, I was in like a rock band and stuff like that. I play the drums and guitar and sing a bit too. So I've always had a mad respect for live performances and musicians, and have a deep catalog of people I listen to.
Very cool. Does that ever come up in your day-to-day job?
Yeah, I mean, I think music. I mean, so I work from home, so actually, you can't see it here on camera, but I actually have a drum set and guitar in my office, so I can always take breaks and just like enter into that space for a minute and kind of do a little refresh, which is great. But I think music like taps into something really interesting from an emotional, visceral perspective and can inspire, different types of things and campaigns or just moving into a new kind of vibe or something that might contribute to my work professionally. So yeah, I love music. It's great.
I love that so much. We here at Setup, so our CEO and founder just wrote a book, and in the book he talks about uh, us, his employees, having diversified skills. I mean, just even being able to be aware of different industries, having different skills, you can bring all that inspiration into your work. So that's awesome that you are influenced by music and then you bring that creativity into your day to day. Now, you mentioned you were in the medical sales for 17 years. Did I get that correct?
Well, in marketing, the
Marketing
first
with
part,
medical.
the first part of my career, I think was about 5 or 6 years, was in medical device sales for a couple different companies. So yeah, that was kind of the early stages, and then moving over into marketing for the rest of that time.
Amazing. What was a pivotal decision you made that had a major impact on your marketing career?
Yeah, I think it was really a pivotal decision was for marketing specifically was committing to really early about evidence-based marketing. I learned really quickly that creativity only goes so far, especially if it isn't grounded in credibility and market research from the customer's perspective. So making that shift really changed how I approached messaging and approvals and cross-functional work. Ultimately, that made my work stronger and more scalable, especially in healthcare where those products really require where trust really matters.
Great. What in your marketing career has made you most proud? It could be a campaign or effort that stands out to you.
Yeah, one recent campaign that stands out where it was where I utilized AI to co-create and develop a sort of a main hero image for a new product we were launching. It was new territory for me and required a lot of upfront ideation and iteration and judgment to ensure that the creative content was not only innovative, but still authentic to the brand and compliant. So what stood out to me was how thoughtfully combining that human insight with emerging technology ultimately led to something distinctive. The campaign delivered strong lead generation results and was later recognized with an AMA Amy Award or Atlanta Market of the Year Award, which validated both the creative risk and the discipline behind the execution.
Congratulations. That's so
Thank you.
exciting. I remember talking to you before the awards and now talking to you as an award winner. I'm just so proud of that's I mean incredible.
Thank you so
Congratulations.
much. I appreciate that.
What do you wish? So lots of celebratory stuff happening, but what do you wish were different about the marketing industry as a whole?
I think one area where marketing could continue to evolve is with credibility. I think there's an opportunity to pair more creativity more consistently with substance, making sure claims and stories and experiences are grounded in trust and relevance. I think when marketing earns credibility, it becomes much more influential.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds, in most of your answers, you are prioritizing the consumer, and trust is a huge component of that. Um, Fantastic. And also, I feel like marketing gets a bad rap for not being trustworthy. So to have people who are creating these campaigns really focus on that and connecting with who they're marketing towards is super important. So that's incredible. How do you feel about mentorship?
I'm deeply grateful for the mentors that have supported me throughout my career. I feel like it's motivated me to give back through mentorship. Personally, I've been involved with the AMA or American Marketing Association's mentorship program for several years, and it's been very rewarding to share marketing insights with others and to see the difference it's made in their lives. Last year, I was honored to receive the AMA Mentor of the Year Award, which was especially meaningful coming from an organization and community I truly value.
It's incredible. Oh my gosh, they're so lucky to be mentored by you. You're a really
Thanks.
wonderful person and like a hype man. I love it. Also, clearly super knowledgeable and award winning. I'm
Thank
just
you.
hyping you up now. Uh, how does purpose drive marketing efforts within your organization? I know we kind of tapped on this a little bit, but do you mind expanding?
Yeah, absolutely. I think acts as like sort of a guidepost for our marketing. I think because our products are used to support clinicians or surgeons in patient care, we focus on education, evidence, and usefulness rather than just promotion. I think that keeps our work grounded and impactful, and it's motivating for our team to know that the work we do ultimately connects back to real patients and real care decisions.
You really prioritize connecting with the consumer. What strategies do you find most effective in creating these authentic and emotional connections with them and building that trust? How do you tailor your brand story to resonate across different platforms?
I found the most effective way is to create authentic and emotional connections to start with clarity and honesty. I think audiences respond when brands are clear about who they're serving and why. Rather than trying to be everything to everyone, we focus on being relevant and useful to the surgeons and healthcare practitioners that we're speaking to.
Tell us more about marketing in your specific industry. What are your biggest challenges? What might another marketer in your industry be able to learn from your failures and your successes?
I think marketing in the medical device and surgical space is uniquely challenging because it sits at the intersection of innovation, regulation, and patient care. One of the biggest challenges is balancing creativity with compliance while making sure the messaging is compelling, evidence-based, and authentic. Another challenge is the complexity of the audience. We're communicating with highly trained surgeons across multiple specialties, each with different needs, decision drivers, and practice environments. And that requires marketing to be truly attuned and credible. Ultimately, success in this industry, I think, comes from earning trust through clarity, consistency, and substance rather than hype.
Wow, we keep finding ourselves back with trust. Trust is so integral to everything. It's incredible.
Yes.
How do you adapt to changing consumer trends and preferences? Can you share a campaign that successfully adapted?
Yeah, I've adapted to changing preferences by listening closely to how audiences want to engage, while keeping the core message consistent. I think one example that I could provide is a custom hands-on 3D spine surgical simulator that I co-developed in response to feedback from surgical societies that wanted more interactive, tactile engagement at conferences and educational forums. So rather than relying solely on static displays, we created a realistic anatomical model that allowed surgeons to experience how the product actually handles. We launched the simulator at several national neurosurgery conferences last year and saw strong engagement and very positive feedback. Building on that momentum in 2026, we introduced a portable version of this 3D spine simulator for our surgical sales team. And that enabled them to show to surgeons they're actually applying our product in practice on the anatomical model prior to an actual clinical use in the OR. So that shift towards experiential education significantly improved comfort, confidence, and overall engagement with our customers.
That's so cool. I bet you know way more about the body than you ever expected to. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, especially all the specialties we cover. It's kind of head to toe exposure. So it's fascinating. Yeah.
Incredible. You're like, I could probably step into the surgical room today and perform surgery.
No,
I'm
that would
so
not
well
be good.
versed.
Yeah. I might pass the game of operation. That might work. Yeah. With my son. Yeah.
Okay. I
Maybe
love that
not. I
it's
don't know.
operation surgery. There's no in
Yeah.
between. So, how do you ensure a seamless consumer experience across various platforms? Can you provide an example, a successful omni-channel campaign?
Yeah, I think the first thing is really focus on the consistency of message across the platforms while tailoring to how it's delivered to each setting. So an example would be that hands-on 3D spine simulator campaign that I mentioned. It connected conferences with medical education, with social media and field engagement, and that unified experience carried over rather than isolated touch points. And I noticed that because those experiences were connected for the customer, it allowed them to not have to relearn the story each time it was delivered to them. They just simply wanted to go deeper the next time they saw something, the next time it came back to them.
How do you maintain consistent brand messaging? What tools or strategies does your team use to manage this consistency?
I think consistency starts with a clearly defined core message and disciplined execution. We rely on shared messaging frameworks, approved claims matrices, brand guidelines, and strong cross-functional alignment to ensure the brand shows up consistently across every platform. When that foundation is in place, I think our teams can move really fast without introducing inconsistencies.
What other creative avenues and channels have you explored to grow your brand? What were some key lessons that you learned?
We've explored experiential marketing, digital education, and hands-on engagement to grow our brand. I think the biggest lesson has been that creativity is the most effective when it's purposeful and focused on adding real value rather than just new channels for the sake of novelty. The common thread is always looking for ways to meet people where they are and engaging them in a way that feels natural and meaningful.
So I have two more questions for you. I'm putting you on the spot here. Mark, what is your secret sauce? This is your opportunity to just brag about yourself.
I think my secret sauce is I'm really passionate about creating things that are have excellence to them. I don't know a better way to mention that, but I really love things that have like a lasting impact. So, and being part of that creative process, figuring that out, what connects with customers, I feel like that passion is my secret sauce. Just being able to like be so intrinsically motivated to like see things through no matter what challenge comes before me, to partner with other people and find a way to make it work. And then just see that on the back end of like coming to fruition and helping other people do their jobs and connect our mission to, helping with patient care and products that enable surgeons to offer these products to their patients is really rewarding for me.
That's a great secret sauce. Oh my gosh. And such a valuable asset to a team. Someone who's passionate and cares. Oh my goodness. The dream.
Thank
All
you.
right. Last question. What brings you joy? It could be marketing related or not marketing related.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a little bit of a repeat from my last question, but I think what brings me the most joy is seeing creative ideas come to life and knowing the work has a real impact. I also really enjoy mentoring and learning from others, which keeps the work meaningful and energizing for me. Outside of work, I enjoy learning from creative people like yourself while doing improv classes over the past couple of years. I'm so grateful for that community, which has cultivated creativity, rapid ideation, and short and long form storytelling skills, which I find so valuable in so many ways, professionally and personally too.
And probably the storytelling helps with engaging with your son, who I also know brings you the most joy because he's a star. Every day in class, it would be like, and my son, we got to know him so well because
Yes,
he's your favorite and we
he
love him.
is. Thank
All
you.
right.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to share before we say goodbye?
Yeah, just as a marketer, I'm always I always like learning from customers, mentors, teammates, and creative communities, including things like improv. And that learning process has been one of the most rewarding parts of my career and has helped me grow. So thank you so much, Madeline, for this opportunity and the setup team. I love being able to work with you guys and seeing you guys at different marketing events throughout the Atlanta community, and so grateful for your what you all are doing in your mission.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we love to matchmake, and we also firmly believe in lifting other people up and that we are always learning. And that's why the marketing mindset exists. We want people to learn from each other, connect with one another, and we're just so glad you could be a part of this. Thank you so much, Mark, for being a part of Marketing Mindset.
Thanks, Madeline.